In the Declaration's pages, we write in new order for the ages, where out of many we are one, bright as a sun and bold as an eagle, a nation of all people, by all people, for all people.
Amanda Gorman has written poems for historic occasions. Now she's making history herself.
How cool is this?
It's amazing, especially at my age. No one really gets to say at 22, I am the inaugural poet.
Gorman says she researched the speeches of Abraham Lincoln and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as she began writing.
And then on the Wednesday in which we saw the insurrection at the Capitol, that was the day that the poem really came to life, and I really put pedal to the metal.
Did that change the poem for you?
Definitely. I wanted it to be a message of hope and unity. And I think that Wednesday for me really just underscored how much that was needed, but to not turn a blind eye to the cracks that really need to be filled.
Gorman was named the nation's first Youth Poet Laureate at 19. At 16, she was Youth Poet Laureate of Los Angeles.
I sing a neighborhood anthem for the silence,
where she was raised by a single mom, Joan, an English teacher.
The anthem will sing, Amanda, drop your R's, but do not drop your volume. Amanda,
and writing became her way over a daunting obstacle.
I had a speech impediment, and so if I couldn't use my voice, then I would author my voice on the page. So it's really been a godsend and a lifeline for me.
How did you overcome it?
Poetry. And, to put it short, spoken word became my own type of pathology. And so once I arrived at the point in my life in high school where I said, you know what, writing my poems on the page isn't enough for me. I have to give them breath and life. I have to perform them as I am. That was the moment that I was able to grow past my speech impediment.
Gorman, who had particular trouble with the letter R, also used music as therapy.
My favorite thing to practice was the song Aaron Burr, Sir, from Hamilton, because that is jam-packed with R's. And I said, if I can keep up with, Leslie in this track, then I am on my way to being able to say this R in a poem.
We wild, we want, we stunt, we strive, we hustle, we hungry, we run free, here we come, we one country, we ain't done, see.
So how do you feel when you are performing these poems?
When I am on stage, I feel electric. I feel like I could breathe fire. I feel like I am summoning the energy, not only of myself, but of my ancestors.
But the point of protest isn't winning. It's holding fast to the promise of freedom, even when fast victory isn't promised.
Poetry is a weapon. It is an instrument of social change. And poetry is one of the most political arts out there because it demands that you rupture and destabilize the language in which you're working with. Inherently, you are pushing against the status quo. And so for me, it's always existed in that tradition of truth-telling.
Today, she will do her truth-telling on the steps of the United States Capitol.
How do you prepare for something like this?
One of the preparations that I do always whenever I perform is I say a mantra to myself, which is, I am the daughter of Black writers. We're descended from freedom fighters who broke their chains and changed the world, they call me. And that is the way in which I prepare myself for the duty that needs to get done.
Do you say that inside your head, or do you say it aloud?
If I can, and I'm not going to scare anybody off, I say it out loud. So I'm usually in a bathroom or a dressing room.
I love that.
But if backstage, and I imagine if I'm standing next to Joe Biden, I might keep it here. He can go work on it, have to worry about craziness. I don't want Secret Service to think Amanda's gone. Mayday, yeah, no.
Anthony Mason, CBS News.